name's Catherine and I'm an Education Officer at the National Archives. Today we're going to be working together on one of our incredible documents, practicing some key history skills and finding out how it can help us understand an important period of our history. Let's see which box we are looking in today. As you can see, every document box in our collection has a unique code. We have over 11 million of these boxes. The code tells us which government department it comes from. This can often reveal clues about what's inside. For example, HO stands for Home Office and MEPO stands for Metropolitan Police. Ours has the code PRO. What do you think that stands for? Before we open the box and find out what the document is, I want you to think about what questions you should ask about a historical document that you've never seen before. For example, what type of document is it? Is it a photograph or a newspaper? Sometimes this is obvious, but other times it's not so clear. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to come up with as many other questions we should ask. Start thinking in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Well done. Let's see if we came up with similar questions. So we could ask, what is it about? Or what's the content of the document? When was it made? Is there a date? Or do we have to work it out from other clues? Who made it? Or what's its origin? Who is it for? Perhaps we can answer these questions easily, or we might need to try and work them out. Why was it made? Or what's its purpose? And the last one, why do we have it at the National Archives? We won't be able to look at all of these questions today, but we'll work out the most relevant ones for us. Now we're going to find out what's inside the box. At first, I'm only going to give you 5 seconds to see what you can see. Get ready? Go. Time's up. That wasn't long, but due to the nature of this document, we can make some suggestions already. First of all, we can see that it's round and it's a brownish colour, and it looks quite smooth, although there is an image on it that looks a bit raised up from the surface. I'm sure you recognise this image immediately as England, Wales and Ireland. But something's missing, isn't it? Scotland isn't included. I wonder why. Maybe you spotted some text too, although it's very hard to read. I can just about pick out the, which suggests the text is in English. And if you look very carefully, the word around the other side says England. Let's take a closer look and see what more we can see. This time I'm going to give you longer, 45 seconds to start thinking about what this is, when it was made, who made it, and what is it for. Welcome back. What have you found out? Did you spot these two features? What do you think they are? They're similar oval shapes, but have a different symbol in the middle. The top one has a cross and the bottom one, although very hard to see, has a heart. Do you have any ideas about what these could represent? Also, if we look very carefully, there are several ships with tall sails in the sea. Finally, we have a different material at the top and bottom. a longer piece at the bottom, and it looks like there are two pieces. What could they be for? Okay, so we've looked closely at what is on this document, but do you have any ideas about what it actually is? What is it made out of, and what is it for? Before we consider these questions, did you wonder if there was anything on the other side? Let's have a quick look and see. Well, that is quite a complex design, isn't it? I think we need a longer look. Let's take 45 seconds to gather our ideas. Okay, so on this side, we've got lots of people all neatly organised in rows around a central space that's clear. There's someone sitting at the top in some kind of large, tall chair, and it looks like there's a table in front of them, perhaps with two people sitting at it. Looks like it could be inside. We have a large window there at the back, split into several panes. It's a large room, isn't it, to hold all these people? What could this building be, and what are all these people doing there? Is it a scene you recognise? Have you seen any similar images to this in modern times? There's also a stamp on it, which refers back to the document code PRO, which stands for Public Record Office. This was the previous name of the National Archives. It's a general code, so it doesn't give us much information this time. Again, there's writing around the edge. Is it in English? Can you read any other words? In fact, there appear to be numbers at the top, a date which says 1651. Do you know what was happening in England in 1651? The words say, "In the third year of freedom, by God's blessing restored." Perhaps this means that people are having a say in how they are ruled. I wonder who the king was then. This approval from God is interesting too. So do you think religion was important then? So let's think about all the evidence we've gathered. We have a date of 1651, so this document is over 360 years old. What ideas do you have about what this document is, and who made it, and why? Let's think about what this document is first. If we go back to the first slide we looked at, the full inscription actually tells us. It reads, "The Great Seal of England, 1651. Most seals are made out of wax, and so is this one. Remember we noticed those strips of other material at the top and bottom? Well, those strips are strips of parchment or paper that run through the middle of the seal and are attached to the document it's connected to. But whose seal is it, and what was it used for? It's called a Great Seal. It's large and impressive, so it must belong to someone important. It's also connected to England due to the map and the inscriptions. We know the date, 1651, which is when Oliver Cromwell is in power. Let's compare this seal to one from 1627 belonging to Charles I, who was king at this time. Although the material and the size is the same, the images and the inscriptions are quite different. On the front or obverse, we see the traditional view of a monarch on the throne, wearing a crown and robes, holding the symbols of power, the orb and sceptre. On the reverse, we see the other traditional view of a monarch, wearing armour on horseback, with their faithful hound accompanying them into battle. This is representing the monarch as mighty defender of the country. The inscription is in Latin this time and describes the king as defender of the faith and lists the lands he rules over. On a monarch's death, their seal's matrix, which is the mould for the seal, was ceremoniously broken up to mark the end of their reign. This signifies the importance of the Great Seal. The function of a seal is to keep documents sealed or closed so that their contents remain safe and unchanged. A monarch's Great Seal was attached to very important documents such as laws and grants. The little bits of parchment that we could see would have been attached to a full document showing that the king had ordered or approved its contents. So let's consider what the creator of our seal is trying to say with the image and inscription. Much like other historical documents, the message of the seal is captured in the image. The image is usually accompanied by the legend, the inscribed text around the edge, that confirms the identity of the seal's owner and often contains a hidden message or motto. On the obverse of this seal, instead of having the monarch on their throne, here we have a view of the House of Commons in session. Did you come up with that idea too? The large numbers of people show Parliament in session, with the Speaker sat in the chair in the centre, just like today. This shows power shared among the people, where the laws and issues of the country can be discussed and decided on together. In other words, it's no longer the monarch on their throne who is in charge, but the people. On the reverse, instead of the monarch on horseback, the country itself is shown to be most important. Scotland had its own parliament, so is not included, but shields with the English cross and Irish harp shows unity. The ships are significant too, as they acknowledge the support given to the Parliament from the Navy and a desire for naval supremacy. We've seen how the Great Seal says so much about the views of the people who challenged the monarch. They removed all the imagery and terminology of the monarchy and replaced it with symbols of unity and shared power. The importance of the Parliament and the country as a whole are shown front and centre, as are the issues of naval supremacy, and all this supported by God, as declared in the inscription or the legend. The English Civil War raged for many years and culminated in the execution of Charles I on the 30th of January 1649. After Charles's execution, England became a republic called the Commonwealth from 1649 to 1660. At first, Parliament ruled the country, but in 1653, Oliver Cromwell dismissed Parliament and ruled as protector. The online lesson looks into life under Oliver Cromwell when England was a republic. From the impact of Puritan beliefs on the celebration of Christmas, the nature of martial law, Cromwell's treatment of royalist supporters, his foreign policy and its effects at home, and the restoration of the monarchy in 1660. Well done for all your hard work today, and enjoy the rest of the lesson.